Welcome to week number 4. The spoiler key sanity. This man get to track us and 2Pearl2Furious. I'm Adirondack, being joined by Wolflink. Who do we got?
Good evening, everyone. We have team Do Not Forget to Track Us, represented by iCure, and we have team 2Furious, represented by OSC28. At least that's what it looks like from the surface here, but we have a little bit of stuff going on behind the scenes because tonight we have a spoiler key sanity race, and these two are not reading the log. Two of their teammates are. Purity Wong for Don't Forget to Track Us, and Scary Olive for Team 2Pearl2Furious. They will be routing the seed, while these two will be executing the route.
Yep, that's kind of the tension we'll be seeing over the course of the first few minutes of this, is trying to figure out where exactly things are, what they need to do. It is going to be a kind of heavy combat friendly seed. I don't know. But what I do know is we've seen some good action in this mode so far this week.
That's right. And of course, with this being a spoiler race, we do have to make a special note here. This is not a normal randomizer race. This is not a closed booth kind of scenario. Because they have the spoiler log, they're free to look at each other's feeds or even hear us here on the restream.
I mean, they can actually hear the words I'm saying. Well, I'm sorry to have to say that. Let's go ahead and introduce these two teams. We have 2Pearl2Furious, currently sitting with 6 points here in the Schoolwoods division. And they're off and running. Don't forget to track us, currently sitting with 9 points. So you'd have to say that this race could be a little more important for 2Pearl2Furious, wanting to try to stay in the playoff race right now. The 4th position currently sits with 12 points. That belongs to Era 216 and Go.
First chest thus far only has 5 rupees, and they're on their way to Kakarika Village. One of the things they want to route ideally is the bombs as soon as possible, and of course as well as those all-important boots. The faster you get those, the faster you get through the seed. And of course, our tracker down below, because we have the spoiler log, it's already implying the pendant crystal information to our trackers here, as we got a small key to Dark Palace. And the big key to Tower of Hera.
And you notice that they are starting to open a few things that they don't necessarily need to open at this point. This is while they're probably trying to get some more information from their pilots. This is really the most stressful point if you are the pilot, because you have a lot of early checks, and you kind of need to get that to your partner as soon as possible. Like, for instance, Aussie being told that they need to stop, go back into Thieves' hideout there, and get that flute.
That's right. We also found the Power Glove in the well, I believe. So we have some strength on our side as well. And of course, this mode is not easy.
No, it's not, because one of the biggest things, Wolflink, is that you deal with a low percentage play. You have to deal with certain situations where, you got low health, you got low quantities of safeties. Like, for instance, you're not going to be heavily routing in safeties unless they're right on the way.
Yeah, and of course, the execution side of things, you could opt to not take any safeties at all, and thus you have a chance of dying and then losing some time there. There's a little bit of time loss that can happen on both sides, both the routing and execution. So
absolutely. And I can go back to my race yesterday, where I go up, I don't have blue mail, I die on the 5th floor of Ganon's tower, whereas my opponent, who ends up getting the blue mail, has a little more of a safer trip up that mountain. It happens, and we do see a little bit of rupee farming, which gives me reason to believe that there is something behind one of these bomb walls, and therefore, iCure rather, is prioritizing a trip to the bomb shop.
Meanwhile, we have the big key to Dark Palace there. I believe that's our second big key we saw. We saw also
Tower of Hera, yeah.
We've also seen a small key to pot and a small key to Thieves' Town as well, it looks like. Hey,
Oh,
what
Uncle
the?
has a sword. Yeah. That's a really nice thing to find. Now, obviously, what we're looking for, and you mentioned it earlier, is the boots. Where are the boots? Now, here's the thing. Wolflink and I, we have opted not to take a look at this spoiler log. So we're going to be going into some of these places where the question is, why are they going into these locations? Why did Ikir prioritize getting bombs? We're going to find out that answer right now in the back 3 of Escape. There's our Titans Mints, the pod key number 2, and, well, that was something.
Might have been a key, based on the text box that showed up.
I think the text box was the save and quit at the very end.
Well, we'll see in the future. The Titans themselves are a really great find, as is the flute.
Yeah.
You really want to have fast travel early on in this scene as best you can, be it boots, hookshot, flute. You just want to be able to get around faster to get all your checks that much quicker.
So, right now, Ikir is going to be going into the escape area too. So, we don't know why OC is going into here. We don't know the exact reason, but we do know that there's got to be something important here. What is it? Is it at Zelda's cell? Is it here in the boomerang chest? The answer, coming soon. Hey, there's the lamp. Okay, that's the end there. So there's nothing important inside of Zelda's cell.
And it seems that OSC picked up a bottle as well. I'm not quite sure where that was.
That was somewhere on the path, and I'm having a hard time remembering exactly where. But I'm thinking we're gonna be finding it sooner than later. Anyways, Oasi's heading on over here to the 8, so there's something inside of this ice rod cave. Did get the 50-50 from Link's house. Might be able to try a 50-50 here as well. Try to see if he can't get a bomb. No, he's not even gonna try it. That rock over there on the right that he just went by does give you a chance of a 50-50.
Okay, based on the items and where it's got to be here in this chest that Ikir's about to open up.
Yep, there's the bottle right there, but there's the moon pearl. Okay, so that answers that. So Oasi's going to have to get another bomb. And that's why I'm surprised with the fact that he didn't get that 50-50, because knowing that you need to get another bomb, you're going to be trying this rock here, you don't get it, you're going to walk back into the house. At least you would have given yourself another chance at a 50-50 before you wound up getting to this position. Because sometimes 50-50s cannot be nice, as we are seeing right here. And it looks like Oasi has opted to give up, and we'll be purchasing some bombs. So first, a trip to the sick kid. What do we got from the sick kid?
Something important, I would assume, and it is just...
Okay, well, if you're going to get 3 free bombs that way, then fine.
That works, that works. Now, we should probably mention the Pendants and Crystals layout that our tracker Mindful Beast has laid out here. We have Skullwoods and Ice Palace as our 5-6, and Missy Meyer is our green pendant with Thieves Town and Thieves Town and Tower Hera as our other 2 pendants. I got my words mixed up there for a bit.
Okay, so I'm interested in what exactly... Oh, we're hula-hanning. We're going to get some rupees. That's what Ikir's up to here. All right, we're going to be able to see what's in that left chest. We didn't get to see it when Ikir was in here just a moment ago. We get that small key to pod. That's pod number 2. There's the Titan's Mitt and just 10 arrows. Okay, nothing important.
So the hula hand here gives me an inkling that we have something at King Zora initially.
Either that, or we need to go into pod for something. Either way, we need rupees for something.
Now, if there's nothing at Zora, this actually sets us up for pretty much the rest of the game, honestly. The only other thing that would probably warrant us getting a little bit more money would be if the Surum and the Ding had something.
So here's the interesting thing about this kind of opening here. You notice we had early Titans mids. This is where the seed kind of just opens up, and really it's an interesting thing to see how you can come up with a couple of different routes on what is a spoiler route, as we do get... That's another reason why we wanted to have some rupees. 30 rupees gets you the bow, and we do need to be careful here in the mini Moldorm cave for Ikir.
Lacey also getting a little bit lucky there. The first chest, which is completely random, had 100 rupees in it.
Yeah, that was a really solid thing. Okay, so we get the Cane of Samaria. We get another 50 rupees and another 20 and a piece of heart. Well, we're just trying to get ourselves up to another heart container right there, but we definitely did need that Cane of Samaria because of Turtle Rock being a crystal dungeon.
Yeah, and what's nice about having pieces of heart is that if the router can plan this out properly, they can time a full heal with a heart piece.
But getting back to what I was originally saying, the big thing here, one of the biggest things here, is this seed allows for, whoa, that was close, allows for some different kind of routing here. And this is where it really gets stressful for the pilots because of just how open this seed is at this point in time. You've got your runners heading into directions you can't really ever predict. And it can create a little bit of chaos for the pilot who's hoping maybe to get a little bit of a breather until Dark World access, but never mind that. We did get the mirror out of Hype Cave this time around.
And unfortunately, mirror blocking right at the cave entrance. That's...
Yeah, unfortunately, remembering the fact that or forgetting the fact that that wall is not bombed open. So that was unfortunate. All right, we're heading up to the mountain. What do we got up here?
Well, what we have is access to... Oh, no, we don't have quite a full access, but we do have enough to get us up to Tower of Hera at the very least. So maybe
Tower of Hera is beatable.
That is true, but there could also be something on Spectacle Rock that we need.
Yep, or there could be something in Spectacle Rock, but that really is where our choices are. We do have access to all but the basement of the Tower of Hera. We obviously can beat it. It is a pendant, but, you know, we know how Randomizer works, Wolflink. Sometimes places can be where you don't want them to be.
Yeah, the only thing that's problematic here is we don't have the means to do Herapot right now. We don't have the hookshot that's the critical piece of the puzzle to set that up. And we also can't get the basement chest if that's something, so there could be a chance for double dipping.
Dead Rocks are playing nice for OASI right now as we head on over towards Hype Cave for Ikir, about to get that mirror. All right, we're going straight up.
Ike here checking the pole statue, only getting green rupees, unfortunately. I believe that is something that the spoiler log does tell you, at least.
It does. It does. Right at the bottom of that, it does tell you what the tree pull is. And unfortunately, right now, I think that was the lower tier. There's our flipper. So that explains one of the reasons why we needed to be in here. And there's a big key to Eastern Palace. So that definitely answers a few of our questions and concerns at this point in time on why we needed to be here. Oh, that was close. If that thing started to breathe fire, OASI would be back to start.
And it looks like there's more to this place. It looks like Mulder might have something.
Yes, either that or we have a pedestal seed for something, and what it is, we don't know. Again, as I've pointed out, we've made the decision not to take a look at the spoiler log. Now, one thing that OASI is going to have to be careful of, that one remaining heart is going... Oh, yeah, exactly. That's the reason right there.
Yep, I didn't want to say it.
One hit from Moldorm, and you're back to start. All right, so we do have Bombos that's Stumpy, by the way.
That we do, and we actually have the means to full clear Mystery Mire at this point. In fact, the only thing stopping is...
Not yet. We need the boots or we need the hookshot to get us past that first gap.
Right, and we also don't have the big key either. I completely forgot about the key side of things.
But there is something over here either in the Mire Shed area or in Desert.
And we do see that Bombos is required for Mystery Mire, so if we're gonna go by your thinking that it could be a pet seed, very likely it could be Quake there.
Well, we find the fire rod right there in Mire's Shed. So that was part of why we needed to be over here. Yeah, Ekir's being reminded you can't get in there just yet. You saw the motion. You saw the motion. Ikir was wanting to go in there. All right, Wasi trying to finish off this Moldorm. And we are at 5 hits in, and there we go. All right, why did we have to beat Moldorm? Well,
If we need the pendant.
we've got something on the pedestal. We have to have something on the pedestal in that case.
Yeah, there's no reason to fight Moldar just for heartbeats.
Unless your pilot made an error, which is a possibility, but if Ikir does the same thing, we have something on the pedestal. And bear watching, because we could have a big key on there. We could have something else that's important. But we did get the Eastern Big out of here, which makes Eastern completely 100% beatable.
That's right. Now, there is the off chance that... Oh, we had a smoking turtle rock on the first floor. But yeah, there is a small chance that OSC was just giving his router time to plan the few steps ahead. But I don't think he would go back up and fight Moldor for that, so it's more likely a cutscene.
After that death, after taking that first death to Moldorm, no. Not at all. So... as we make our way through this Eastern Palace, is there anything here? Is there any reason for Oasi to be finishing this one in this order? Maybe this is that time to give your pilot that time to start thinking, to start organizing that route. You know, constant communication with your pilot key through moments like this, and it can be very, very stressful, especially when you have what happened to Oasi. And Ikir knows exactly what happened to Oasi because, well, they are able to watch the streams this week. We found the blue mail inside that big chest, which is one of those safeties, as I mentioned. If it's right there and it's easy to get, you're going to pick that up because you know your opponent's going to be picking that up too.
Yeah, that one's just on the way. No reason not to pick that up.
All right, so Ikir is going to be doing the same maneuver, and yes. Okay, so Ikir did the same thing that Wasi did. Oh, no. That must have been a misflute. That had to be a misflute.
Something to note, though, Ikir did not fight Moldorm.
Yes. Okay, yes. So, correct, there is no delay for this week. The spoiler key sanity is ran live as it is. And because of the fact that they all have the logs, they're able to watch and see what happens. All right. Hookshot, there it is.
That gives us access to...
That gives us that access inside of Meyer.
It also gives us access to the right side of Death Mountain, where there's a lot of chests, which these runners know what's over there, but we don't.
All right, so next stop here for Wasi. Does he go back up to the mountain? Does he head over towards the Meyer area? Nope. Well, he doesn't have the bombos. And it looks like he's going back into the dark world. Maybe this is the stop to get that bombos. Maybe pick up that other heart container as well. Sitting at 3 hearts is not necessarily an easy thing to do, even if you do have blue mail. But this is part of what the beauty of these spoiler races is. You have to cut quarters because you know your opponent likely is going to be doing the same thing.
Now, here's the thing. Does Odyssey have to dip right away? We don't have the big key to Meyer, so we can't finish the dungeon.
Well, it all depends on what's inside there. Now, we're still missing several components of the seed that we definitely will need. We need that Quake. We need the Ice Rod. We are doing the Breadsmith Chain, which makes me wonder. We need to get the What else do we need at this point? We need obviously a sword upgrade. There's a lot of things that we need.
Yeah, and one of the things we can tell is Ikir is thinking Zora, but we have seen no inclination of that from OSC just yet.
All right, so we do this. We get the map to Desert Palace, which obviously, if you're doing the breadsmith chain, you have to do the breadsmiths back to the home to get the purple chest to spawn. Otherwise, the purple chest just doesn't come to be in existence. And why do we need this? We'll find out that answer soon enough. Anyways, Ike here facing off against the Armos Knights. Lost the quick script here. Getting back to cool. There we go. Hook shot acquired. And Trinix in chat being truth, speaking up the truth right there. The fact that you do not need to get the smith item in order to get the chest to spawn. You just need to bring the breadsmith back to their home.
I didn't know that, actually, but
yeah,
then again, I usually pick them up anyway.
I had a SRL race that went miserably. There's the GT Big. That's why we needed to do that. All right, so I had a race that went miserably because I forgot to talk to them, and I went right on to the purple chest. It was the bombos to get into one of the dungeons. All right, so you mentioned earlier about Owasi not showing any initiative to get some rupees. Well, there you go.
And again, giving his outer time to think. So this is telling us that Zora has something.
By this point in time, at the 20-minute stage of this, you're pretty much in knowledge of maybe 80% of this seed. There's some things that you still need to fine-tune, but at this point, you know what you need to do. You know how to route this thing. The question is, where are the other major components that you might have? Where are the safeties?
All right, through the second room of the Misery Mire. And it looks like OEC might be prioritizing Zora based on this play.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing here is that this takes a lot more time than it would be to set up that hula hand by going away of the back three of escape. Velocity is now giving up at 394 rupees. That's interesting. Maybe they know of rupees on the way. Or maybe they're just going to go and do the hula hand right now.
Yeah, based on the routing, we can pretty much safely say there's not a stash anywhere that would be great.
Yeah. Like, I can use examples from my race last night in which that the 300 rupees, they were all in horrible locations. There's the book. And that looks like the only reason why Ikir is here. Interesting. All right. Now that we're done seeing Owasi do some grinding, now it's time for Ikir to do some grinding as well. Watch all the 300s be put into GT.
Wouldn't be surprised. Just like, what, 5?
Yeah, and here's the thing, is that Zora is never made in logic by your rupees. It's only put into logic based on having the glove or having the flippers. Hey, there's a sword upgrade. And a compass to Desert Palace.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the key standing thing, but it's fairly obvious here. We have basically all the keys shuffled outside of their normal dungeons. Maps tell us overall information, which we don't need because of the square log, and compasses just tell us the item count of the dungeon themselves, which again, is not really necessary, but it's nice to have, especially if you're a newer runner of this game.
I'm going to interrupt you and ask you, what do you think Zora has?
Gonna say the Meyer Big Key.
I think maybe the boots. Oh, okay, that's a required medallion. Yes, it's the Quake. Alright, so that explains why we need 500 rupees in this seed. As Oasi picks up that, now it's going to be heading on over towards the Mire area, so we will see that book. How much more of this dungeon will Oasi do? Well, we're going to find out eventually. Now, Ikir did not do Moldorm, however, Oasi did, and get that thing with that hook shot. There you go, that's scary. Also, that key must not be important that's on Zora's ledge, because neither of these runners picked it up.
Could be a Castle Tower small key. Those aren't shuffled. Unlike the last time we had Key Sanity. Those are now in the pool and can be anywhere.
Yep, and the other thing is maybe it's another key that you know that you can skip, like maybe a GT small, or even the Skullwood small.
Or any of the Meyer smalls, because you don't really need them if you know what you're doing.
Well, having one Meyer makes things a little bit easier if you're going to be going in certain routes, but obviously we don't need it if we're going to be going in here and doing it the way that we're seeing Oasi do it now. All right, Ikir is back on the mountain. All right, I think we might have something on the Ether tablet. There might be something on the Ether tablet. What do you think?
Well, based on everything that we have, I'm going to say it's probably our hammer. It's one of the high-value items we can get. Could also be boots.
The only reason why I mention boots as much as I do is because there's a lot of weight that is given to the boots by mobility, and it's a big key. This is the big key. Oh, that's disgusting. Meyer is a double dip if you need to finish that dungeon.
Yikes.
That is a double dip. Yikes. Buckle up. I think we're going to be in for a seed, everybody. Back to Meyer we go. Is this to beat Trinex or not Trinex? Is this to beat Vitreous, or is there something in the big chest? But either way, that book leading to something on the mountain, leading to something back here in Meyer. All right, friends, what do you think it is? Get your predictions in the chat. Put it in the comment section when you're watching this on YouTube. What do you think we're going to get?
I'm going to say... Geez, there's so much it could be. I'm looking at the seed in here and realizing none of the 3 pendant dungeons are hammerlock per se.
In the big chest. Oh, cabbaged. Oasi down. Ikir heading over to here, finding out what's in the big chest, and it turns out to be... Oh, no. That's disgusting. Oh, and we're not finishing this dungeon right now. Oh, that's disgusting.
Ikir has not done a single pendant dungeon. It's making me think there's something on Ped, actually, and OSC was just fighting Moldorm for the sake of fighting Moldorm.
Maybe a little bit of a oops on the communication. There's the half magic pickup, which I'm surprised that Oasi is passed up. That's not a bad safety to have, but maybe they'll route it in a little bit later on. They still need to go back a little bit later on. All right, what do we have with the shovel? That's disgusting.
Well, if it is something behind the shovel, or if there's nothing behind... Well, there's obviously something behind the shovel. They went for this specifically. But something else to note is that if Vitreous has to be fought, they're not that well equipped for it. They are only on 4 hearts blue mail and 3 hearts blue mail, respectively.
And no safety, no cape, no cane of burna. All right, Oasi's heading back over to the Misery Mire area. And interesting that we've seen a fake out of Ice Palace, and we are now walking over here to check that shovel.
Maybe it's an Ice Palace big key, and they had to go here first, and they just misrouted.
Or maybe it's an Ice Palace small, and because they don't have the hammer, Icebreaker is not necessarily a good idea without it.
Also a fair point.
All right, what do we got? Oh my god. This would be a seed. If this turned out to be a one-person, no spoiler log seed, this would be absolutely disgusting. All right, hammer in hand. Now we can finish Ice Palace.
And still no boost in sight, so they gotta be buried deep. Let's hope they're not on the GT at least. And Ike here actually picking up the half magic. That will actually help against the Cold Stare fight.
Yeah, that's probably why they opted to do so. Owasi, you don't have... Oh, whoops. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but whoops. No hammer, so we gotta go grab that. That's unfortunate. I mean, I don't mean to laugh at the runner. It's just funny watching an oops like that play out, more because you don't expect it.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was done deliberately because of the hammer split sequence.
Gotta save the frames though. And that's the other thing about doing a spoiler log like this. You got to try to do whatever you can to save the frames as much as you can. I know I just repeated words over and over again. Alright, we're up the mountain. Interesting. Alright, well, anyways, Ike here is inside of this dungeon. Needs to get this small key regardless, but there seems to be something inside of this chest that Ike here wants to have as well. Or not. Or maybe they just wanted a heart container or a heart to refill. Owasi, please don't take a death. Don't take a death. You've already taken 2. What did we just get?
Gain a burn up.
Nice safety.
Could also be something in the spike cave. And that would also...
Nice safety. It's on the way. You're picking up a safety like that.
Yeah. This would be my first choice, obviously. I would prefer the cape.
Maybe the cape is in a disgusting location.
Probably at this point. What does Wesley come over here for anyway?
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out real soon. Oh, we definitely are getting... Oh, Sinkar, hi.
Red Meringue? I doubt that's what it's here for.
Okay. That one's interesting. The fact that we went over here and ended up getting a heart container. Obviously, that puts us at 4 hearts, but... Alright, Cold Stare fight coming up here for Ike here. This is a dangerous fight. Blue Mail, 4 hearts. Now, thankfully, we do have that half magic, as you noted, and we get a lot of triples. Holy cow, that's a good fight. Yeah!
Amazing fight.
That's an amazing, wonderful fight for Ike here to pick up our 2nd crystal of the seed.
And we can actually even rush down Skull Woods and go get the 5-6 as well, although I'm not sure there's anything behind that right now.
Okay, so Owasi needs to get the Cane of Samario here. Alright, and so next up here, Ike here's going to be heading. And it looks like we're heading back over to the Village of Outcasts in Skull Woods area. Skull Woods we still need to do. It's one of our red crystals. Oh, is there something at Pyramid Ferry? Looking at the way we might be planning this out, there might be something at Pyramid Ferry that we need.
Well, keys notwithstanding, obviously, we only need to find the Ice Run in terms of items for Goma. We're still missing a bunch of big keys.
Yeah, we need the Turtle Rock Big Key. We also need the Swamp Small. That's one of the big loose things that are out there that we still need to find somewhere in this seed. We do already have the Palace of Darkness Big Key. There's a Skull Small, so it looks like that was just to nicely make Skull Woods easier to go through without having to deal with certain nasty things inside that, and yet it's exactly where Ikir is heading to next. However, Odyssey is going to be heading over here as well. So we get an indication of how fast Skull Woods can be, almost side by side. I like it when it's this like this. Then you get to really see how execution is between yourself and your opponent. Oh, we see simultaneous 20 rupee pickups. That's TR Small number 2 on the board here for Ikir. We'll see Owasi coming back over here a little bit later on. I think the way Owasi is going to be doing this is finishing off this dungeon. And Ikir is mirroring. You know how interesting it is to be in a voice call with your pilot trying to tell you things while you're doing these seeds, Wolflink?
Yeah, and it can be quite interesting. And I have to wonder if maybe the Moldworm kill was actually just one of the routers is a miscommunication on Team 2Pearl.
It could be. Now, Owasi's going to have to be careful. We have the lamp, so we have enough magic to light these torches, but it's not going to leave you with much for Mothula. So this is going to be where I think we're going to see a much faster fight coming up here from Ikir versus what we were going to be seeing from Owasi. And I know we're not going to have enough magic for that. Oh, we might be running out of time here. Do we have enough time? No, we don't. Oh, that's bad for Owasi.
Yeah, there's only barely enough magic to get through that. There's a little bit of extra decanters over here, but he'll have to make every single use count now.
Yeah. What was really making this unfortunate for Owasi is the fact that they hesitated before moving up and they ran out of time, because this room, you've got to kind of move fast. You can't really be spending a lot of time fighting off with the Gibdos. So we do get through it this time, but again, that amount of magic he's got left over, he's going to have to be very, very good with Mothula, and maybe have Mothula play nice so you can get a few hammer hits on him. Over here on the right, well, we got ourselves the use of the potion here to make sure that Ikir stays alive. Oh, we're going Cane of Burner strats for a few.
Often use that to protect themselves to make the fight a little easier. This is a scary fight with only 4 hearts, so it makes some sense.
This is a scary fight with 1 heart, and that's exactly what Owasi's got. Can we... Oh, spiked!
And only 3 bombs on Mothula. Ikir picking up the 3rd crystal. Getting the kill with the Cane of Burner, though, very impressive.
And this is going to be hard because if Owasi's not watching the restream, the pilot is, they know what Ikir just got through here 1 swing. Whereas Owasi's now having a little bit of a difficulty with this dungeon.
Yeah, that is Owasi's 2nd death, so definitely feeling the pressure now, if he wasn't already anyway.
Yeah, these Gibdos are not doing Owasi any favors at this stage. This is where this game can get really, really tricky in the spoiler log mode. This is where you really earn a lot of respect for the top runners of this game who are able to do these things on 4 or 5 hearts. All right, Owasi's back here against Mothula. Let's go. Let's get a good swing. There, we got a good swing in there. Trying to use a little bit of strats here. Gonna have to start being a little careful. Down to 2, make it 1 heart. Oh. Oh.
Yikes. Now, OSC is struggling a little bit, but
Yeah.
this is also giving ICure a bit of a breather. You can probably start being a little bit relaxed and put some more safeties.
Your pilot is telling you at this point that they've had a couple of rough deaths. You can now start to lay off the gas just a little bit.
Yeah, but not too much, because if you get too complacent, you're going to end up falling behind somehow. So while they can let off the gas a little bit and route a little bit cleaner as a result, they shouldn't let it off too much. They should still try to be making progress.
Ah, we have the Aero game strats here. Wait until the thing on the top row goes by that second curtain, and you'll hit it every time.
And if you're a mammoth at the same target 5 times, you'll get times 99 rupees, which is insane. I've only seen one person do it, and they do it fairly consistently.
Actually, the crowd control race between Dante, oh my goodness, unfortunately, OSC taking another death. But the crowd control race between Dante and Andy that was played out a couple of weeks ago also had the same strat there where they played that thing and they were able to get the 99. I've seen Alucard do it too. All right, so given the persistence of Oasi here in this stage, gives me more reason to believe that there's something on Pyramid Ferry.
Yeah, we're likely going to see that here soon. In fact, I think this is probably the play right now.
Flute to 4, and we're going to get to the Dark World, and we're going to get the Pyramid Ferry. All right, come on. Let's get some positive vibes here for Wasi. Let's get them to get this Mothula fight town. Oh. Come on. You can do it. Stay away from the spikes. Come on. You can do it. Yes!
There we
Good
go.
Job.
Always getting this second crystal of the match for their team. Has to play it safe, though. They're definitely put on the gas here. They are now definitely the underdog in this match.
Yeah, but this is not over with. Anything can happen, you know. A stumble here, a stumble there, and, you know, this race becomes ever so interesting. So we're about ready to see what we have at the Pyramid Ferry. Obviously, this was a priority. Now, Oasi can't get this just yet. Needs to still do Ice Palace.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more with what you said about this being something else. It's just a small key to Turtle Rock. Wow.
TR3, yeah.
But yeah, going back to what you said, it's not over till the dot done. That is true for not just any those randomizer. It is true for any race.
Okay, Ikir heading up to the mountain. Are we going to do Turtle Rock now? If we are going into Turtle Rock, that means there's some sort of connection between getting into Turtle Rock now and the path that we need to go to get to go mode.
Oh man, it's probably a double dip Turtle Rock at this point because they don't have the ice ride either. Or the big key for that matter.
Yep, well, we'll find out real soon.
So if they don't have the big key to Turtle Rock and they're making this play, it's likely that it's in there. And they also need to get something else out of there as well.
Can I make a prediction?
By all means.
And just as a reminder, we do not have the spoiler log. We opted not to take a look at that ourselves, so we are being surprised once we see it on the screen. I'm going to make a prediction. We're going to see the Swamp Small soon.
I'm going to say we're not going to see I'm going to go one step further on that. Rick. We're gonna see the small on Try next, and the ice rod's also in here.
And so looks like we're back in here to get a Turtle Rock Small for Rossi. And we're gonna go into Hookshot Cave for Ikir. And Ikir's gonna find something in one of these 4 chests. And we find there's the ice rod. All right, that's one piece of the puzzle.
Well, there goes my plan.
We got a heart container, and that looks like that was it. There was nothing in the other. Nope, no, there is. Or we're just getting a heart back.
Makes sense. You want as much help as possible. And IQ doesn't have their potion anymore, so they need all the help they can get right now.
5 hearts and 4 hearts at this stage, and we're still not in go mode. Alright, what do we have inside of this dungeon? We are coming in with 3 keys, but we do not have the big key. But if we do get the big key, this dungeon is beatable. Somebody asking, is there a reason why they keep leaving chests behind? It's because they know they are being piloted by somebody who has access to the spoiler log. So as a result, they know exactly what is in these chests. And as a result, if you know that a chest is junk, you have absolutely no reason to open it. There's the big key to Thieves Town or Turtle Rock right there. We also have the small key to Desert Palace here as well.
Now that small key to Desert Palace is logically required, but it may not be actually required. It's one of those strange little key logic quirks. And Desert Palace is actually the best example of it. In which case, there is a key in the back side that you can take, but you can use that key to open the 2 chests on the right side of the front. And as a result, you can't go fight Lambolas without the small key. So the logic expects you to have both the big and the small key to beat Desert.
Nice patience there from Ikir, waiting out those change. Oh, that's where the boots are.
Oh, better late than never.
All right, so now we have that answer to the puzzle. At least it wasn't in GT. I should have figured those were Pink Kitty Rose emotes you were throwing in the chat there.
Yep.
Oh, that was really dangerous there for Ikir. Did you see what just almost happened there?
Almost got one shot by the laser?
No. So when they got hit with that bunny beam, that's what. Oh, that's a disgusting spot for that Swamp Small.
You're right, because that means we need all 4 Turtle Rock.
That means we need all 4 Turtle Rock Smalls. All right, so just getting back to what I was saying just a moment ago. What almost happened there is Ikir almost got the bunny beam, but the skull heads don't stop moving when you get bunny beamed, which means they almost got botted by that. And it was, that got hit by the pokey, but almost ended up getting hit by the skull head, and that is pretty much a one-hit knockout when you're down to beeping strats. And if you're 2Pearl2Furious, you don't want to see that happen more, but you want to see that happen more.
Yeah, these little trip-ups here from Ikir are what OSE needs in order to catch up and start making themselves get back into this race.
That's a nasty hit by that skull head. Now we get that half magic for Rossi. They are heading to Flute, and now
looks like a little bit of indecision between the 2 teammates.
Yeah. Where do we need to go to next? And I think we got the answer now. We're going into Ice Palace. That was interesting, but at this stage, the question is, We still need some more big keys. We need various other things to beat this seed at this stage. All right, so that explains why Pyramid Fairy was a priority, because it turned out that we needed it 100%.
Ike, you're not taking any chance here because it's going to use the Bombos Medallion to kill the Hokobokus.
Absolutely smart. All right, so we are making our way outside of this dungeon, which means either the big chest has something or Mimic Cave has something. That was rude.
Could also be both have something, but we'll see. It looks like it's the big chest.
All right, what do we got inside of this big chest? Ah, you're not passing that up.
Nope. Tempered sword found for Ike here. So let's see what we got here.
By the way, you notice that we only have one key remaining?
I think the fourth one may be on Laser Bridge.
Fourth one must be somewhere in this dungeon. And yeah, it looks like Laser Bridge is the answer. Can't be taking any more hits like that, so we're going to get the 2 hearts here. Now, one thing I've noticed, I'm surprised that neither of these runners have opted to try to do the hook shot of the hearts.
It is something I don't really think about, too, to be fair.
It isn't, but that's one of those things that when you're in this mode, there's the Desert Big. Oh, it's not here. Okay. So, we now take that key, or not.
Oh, well, wait, maybe it is, and they just wanted the safety door.
That could be. GT small. That's the first one we've seen. And a heart container. All right, now we're leaving the dungeon.
So this seed is extremely rude.
Oh boy. Wasi is about ready to face off against this cold stare. 1 heart remaining. Come on, Wasi, you've got this.
Yeah, I can hide at the top of the room even to avoid getting hit by these icicles. Oh. Ooh.
Come on, get it. Anything that hits is a death. There we go. Watch out. There we go. Nice bite.
Nice jinx. All right.
Give it up for these runners. This is not easy. And you're asking them to do this in a pressured situation. You're in a league match. That's the fourth. Oh my god. The Desert Big on Laser Bridge to get the 4th Turtle Rock key in the big chest.
On top of the fact we had to double dip Meyer just so we can get our hammer off the shovel. This seed, if this was not a spoiler seed, would be incredibly terrible. Like, beyond
I would love to see somebody try to take this seed in a non-spoiler mode and run this seed. Really, I would love to. Just to see how they would even process this information, how they would route it, because that is now 2 double dips required in this seed.
Of arguably the worst dungeons to double dip.
And just as a reminder, the reason why we have to double dip it is because the Swamp Small is in Lava Chest, and that is 100% required. By the way, that's go mode.
You're right, it is actually.
All right, at 51 minutes and change, that is go mode for Aikir, as Wasi's going to be getting this purple chest in, or this, not the purple chest, the Pyramid Fairy. coming up real soon. All right, now it looks like Owasi is going to be opting to finish off the Palace of Darkness while we're in the general area. Back up to the mountain. Now, we still have to do Swamp Palace. We still need to do the Palace of Darkness, so I'm actually interested in Ikir doing this, Turtle Rock, before finishing off this seed.
There is one reason I can think of, and only one, why you would do Turtle Rock before this, in this kind of scenario.
Right. Flip Heel is correct in chat. We still have the portal at Laser Bridge. That's why. We don't want to do Swamp Palace before that. We don't want to do the Palace of Darkness before that. That's why. That's 100% right. I forgot about the portal being existing right now. There we go.
I also forgot about the portal. I was about to say, because the spoiler revealed that the Silver Arrows were on Trinex. But that would one-shot the other two bosses.
Silver Arrows really doesn't make much of a difference in the Palace of Darkness. And when you have the Tempered Sword, it's just as fast to use the Fire Rod and the spin, the 2 Fire Rod shots and the spin on Argus. So,
yeah, that's
not that
fair.
big of a deal.
Yeah.
As we welcome in a new audience watching in here from SpeedGaming, we are in the midst of the spoiler key sanity match between Ikir and Owasi. Don't forget to track us over on your left-hand side with 9 points, and 2Pearl2Furious with 6 points. Don't forget to track us trying to keep up in the playoff chase. 2Pearl2Furious trying not to be put into the dust in this playoff chase here. You've got us in the midst of what is an absolute bear of a seed.
Yeah, if you have not seen this race in full, I would strongly recommend watching the VOD. It is the thing.
All right. One dangerous fight down for Ikir. Owasi now about ready to face off against this Helmasar King. And, okay, yeah, this fight isn't super bad, but it can get dangerous in a heartbeat. You take 4 hugs, you're back to start. There's 1. There's 2 hits right there. All right. I think 1 more spin. There we go. That's it.
Whew. I think another bit of content damage, that would have been it for OSC. Ikir, meanwhile, heading over to Swamp.
As we welcome in another new audience here that is watching from SpeedGaming 2, we are now in 57 minutes into this League Season 4, Week 4 match in the Spoiler Key Sanity. Welcome, everybody. Again, as Wolflink pointed out just a few moments ago, if you haven't seen a bit of this seed, you want to watch this in its entirety because it's absolutely disgusting. As we now make our way into Swamp Palace, which is a place that Owasi is going to have to go back to in a few moments. And he needs to get that small key that's on Lava Chest that is required to get past this forced door in Swamp Palace.
Interesting note, we had the cape there at the submerged spot at the dam. So invincibility wasn't that big of a factor. So I guess Ikir picked up Cane of Burna to protect himself against Mothula.
Yeah, well, both runners ended up picking up that cane. And they maybe thought about doing that more out of the fact that we did have the Tempered Sword accessible in this seed. So maybe it was less of a concern.
Maybe. I would still have the want the cape over the cane though, if only because it lags the Ganon fight to high health.
Oh yeah, for sure. But maybe that's in part we're gonna find silvers on the way too.
Yeah, we still haven't seen those silvers yet. And if they're not en route, they're probably being ignored.
Yeah, this is a case where if it's a small divergence, you're gonna get them. But if they are way out of the path, you're not getting them.
About to see Diver down for Ike here in the meantime. OSC's headed back into Turtle Rock here. I think this is a double dip, actually.
This is going to be turning into a triple dip for Aussie. But we may see them opt to do the same thing that Ike did and save the portal on the bridge and then finish off Desert and then come back.
Suddenly we're getting a lot of health, too. We're now up to, I think, 9 hearts.
Yeah, far cry from earlier when we were dealing with 4 heart boss fights.
Alright, here we go with the Argus fight.
Yeah, easy fight coming up here. Switch fire rod, get ready to blast it with 2 fire rod shots, and then spin. There you go.
Yep, pretty nice quick kill there. That is crystal number 6 of this game. We only have to get the Helmasaur King's crystal for Ike, and we are done as we pass the hour mark.
By the way, did Helmasaur King drop a sword?
I was not paying attention. There is the sword here in Pod.
Yeah, but Oasi did not pick that up. So, yep, Helmasaur did drop a sword, so that's why Oasi is skipping that sword that on that big chest. So it does mean that Ike here's going to have the gold sword, which doesn't really change a whole lot. A Ganon fight just becomes a little less trivial, but obviously it's still going to be the same 12 spins if we don't get the silvers.
I mean, saving about, what is it, 15, 30 seconds on a second part of phase 1 or 2. If they somehow do not get the 12 hits, I'll take that.
Yeah. Wasi's not saving the portal. That's unfortunate. That just means I'm going to have to continue back through Turtle Rock. Looks like Oasi is winding up, heading into Swamp now as it is.
Alright, Ike here's going over to Helmasaur King straight in. There's nothing in Pod, which is kind of strange if you think about it. This is one of the more item-dense dungeons in Key Sandy, 14 chests, and it was just empty?
Scary Olivis Paliting Oasi, Pretty Wong-ish guiding Ike here through this seed. Right now, looks like this could be Ike's race to lose. If you're the pilot, you're telling Ike to just take it smooth through here. Got a little beam sword.
Yeah. That is one of the bad things about the beam sometimes, that they can just give you a fighter sword hit. They have their uses in some places, but others, not so much.
All right. "17 hits to take care of the mask. Then just a few swings of the sword, and Ikir will be heading up to GT. Where in this mode, all you're doing is climbing up that tower. You do not care what's downstairs. There may be 23 chests down there. You don't care about a single one."
I mean, if you say that, but at the same time, if I wanted to get silver arrows and they're just literally right there in one of the first 3 checks, I would probably pick them up.
That is true. If they're in the first checks, yeah. But anything beyond that, you're probably surrendering as much time as that would save.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Interesting setup for OSC 28. I've never seen that specific version of the Diver Down.
All right, so one little issue here for Ikir. Apparently, the bottle vendor is not running a charity. Or not the bottle vendor, the potion shop is not running a charity.
Yeah, I wanted a blue potion just in case the GT thing goes wrong. But with half magic, can be very liberal with their cape use in the Ganon fight and should have no issues whatsoever. We have not seen powder yet either.
Mm-hmm. You really do not want to have an issue with GT at this point, but, you know, things can go wrong. You can take a lot of bops inside of the gauntlet. You can wind up getting battered around going up the 5th floor. You could just have Moldorm push you onto the spikes.
Yeah, I don't see too many issues, though, with the half magic. Can be really aggressive with their magic usage with the Fire Rod and with the Cape. And then just have the green potion ready for Ganon as well. And there's plenty of full heals for magic in the way up anyway.
So for this week and next week, we will not be doing a Ganon's Tower big key guessing game. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry for those in chat, but this is a spoiler log race. We already know where the big key is, and in fact, we already have it. And it's Key Sandy anyway, so it may not have been in here to begin with. Which again, we knew it was correct.
All right, here we go.
Oh?
We are going downstairs. There's something...
Well, there's one of our 300s.
There's something in this left side. And this is probably a case where if this race was closer, you might not get this. So this is Ikir being super safe. And there's our silvers. And red mail. Okay. This really is Ikir's race to lose.
Yeah, 10 hearts, red mail, with the silvers and gold sword in hand. This is a pretty easy climb.
And again, this is a case if this race was closer, if this race was really close between these two, you might see somebody opt not to grab that. But because Ikir knows he's got a 2-dungeon advantage, because Oasi still has to go back up and do all of Turtle Rock, or at least run all the way through Turtle Rock, you know you've got about a 3-minute advantage at this point. At the minimum. You have the time to be safe. We've seen races that come down to unfortunate deaths. No.
Yeah, and one of the most unfortunate you can have is dying on a low percent moth. It is quite brutal, especially to your magic meter.
Yeah, for certain, and that was exactly what happened to Awasi here. You know, if Awasi was able to get through that the first time through, but I have a feeling that there was a combination of two things here for Awasi through that. First of all, the Gibdos did not do him any favors, and he had to relight the torches. So that kind of probably got Awasi a little tilted at that stage, to the point that you're now sidetracked. You're not really thinking about what you need to do to execute properly. You're trying to calm yourself down, and now the game's not doing you any further favors once Mothula has knocked you off back to start.
Yeah, and we cannot say that OSC is completely at fault here either. We see that he did route in the half magic, but he did not have it at the time. If he picked it up sooner, that could have been all the difference right there. Because the half magic gives you a full refill.
Yep, 100% correct here. And I don't think Aikir is getting through this. I don't think Aikir is getting through that door. He is getting through that door. Never mind. I thought that little bit of an issue was going to prevent him from doing it. All right, up to the 6th floor.
What a spot for the magic powder, right when you need it most.
Yeah. And at this point, everything is going Aikir's way. A big race that, don't forget to track us, needed in order to stay in the playoff chase in the Skullwoods division seems to be lining up in their favor. 2Pearl2Furious is going to have to come back in the second race and try to make things continue to be a little interesting. This Skullwoods division, very, very dangerous.
You would know that best, Rick. After all, you're part of this division.
Yeah. I can see the tire tracks run over my body because of this division.
Anyway, we got the Aga 2 fight here. Looks like that might have been a single followed by a double. Might have had some overlap there. Ooh, kind of a rough pattern.
And the unfortunate thing is that these two teams, don't forget to track us, and 2Pearl2Furious, they still have the spoilers and the tile roomies still on their schedule. And those two teams there, and coupled with Arrow 216, they're looking to be the tough teams of this division.
All right. It's time for the Ganon fight. Here we go.
Alright. Gold sword, silver fight. Should be an easy time here for Aikir.
Yeah, only needs to do 6 slashes for each phase. Pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm. Just a couple of slashes just in case. Owasi about ready to climb the tower.
Unfortunately, one of the things the spoiler doesn't tell you is how many fake warps you're going to get in each hit.
The one good thing is that you know that your opponent would have the same amount of warps, providing that they didn't take a fall to Ganon or death. Down here to the bottom right, lanes up a silver arrow. Down lights the torches. Top left to a swing and a whip, but kept us cool to get that second hit. Looks like we're going to have to relight the torches once more. And
why is it waiting?
One final hit there. And don't forget to track us. as keeping up pace. They are keeping up pace in the playoff chase with a win over 2Pearl2Furious. Ikir winning this race over Rossi.
That's right, and the final finish time is a 1:13:23. GG's to Doom Forget to Track Us. Really well done.
This was a seed, Wolflink.
This was a seed indeed. I wouldn't want to give this seed to anyone because it is just, oh my goodness, it's such a seed. We are now joined by the runner Ikir here. GGCU, great racing. This is what's it. I'm glad this was a spoiler seed. I'll just say that right now.
As a non-spoiler seed, this would have sucked.
Yeah, the double dip requirement of Misery Mire. The double dip requirement of Turtle Rock. That was disgusting.
Yep. We managed to save that mirror spot, though, in Turtle Rock. So that greatly helped, I think.
Yeah, we completely missed that initially.
Yeah, that was all PRD. PRD Wong spotted that and said, hey, do this.
Yeah.
Okay, gladly.
That definitely helped. Obviously, with the rules of this round, were you knowing what was going on with the Wasties throughout this seed?
I wasn't watching anything, but PRD was keeping me apprised about the time that the deaths were happening in Skull Woods. We only saw, I think, one, but so I don't know all what happened there. But throughout the latter half of the seed, we knew we were pretty much ahead by a dungeon or two.
Yeah. Was that what led to your decision to route GT the way you did with getting the silvers, the red mail, and the heart container?
Yeah, that was part of it. Also, just having silvers that close, I think, saves time at the end. Having to 12 spins versus just 4 shots. Yeah, if it's that close, I'd have grabbed it. If they're an ice Armos, probably not. I would not have gone that far.
And there's the hammer location for those who missed it. It was on the shovel spot. The shovel in Misery Mire. And the big key was book locked, with the book also being in Misery Mire.
That's such a chain. You're described to me as like, oh wow. Well, we have a path in front of us. And having to blitz the third, we blitzed the third TR small key in Pyramid Berry, which meant, yeah, those low heart, Ice Palace, and Skull Wood fights.
Hey, Ikir, would you mind sending your partner, your pilot, the invite so they can join us here?
Can I do that? I can, okay. I was not aware I could do that. I sent him an invite. And all the hearts were late, too. I mean, there was like no hearts early and no money either. There were 3-3.
And we are now joined by the pilot. We're now joined by the pilot of Don't Forget to Track Us, PRD Wong. Once again, GG's to you. You did some excellent rounding this seed. Walk us through what you were doing.
Jeez, what I was doing was making mistakes. So I thought, early on I thought, oh, we just made too many rounding mistakes, because I had him like skip Stumpy. I didn't realize it was something on Stumpy. And then later on I found out that we like skipped useful items on Brewery, and like maybe we could have picked up GT Big Key at that time too. So it just didn't feel very good.
I thought you did great.
Being a pilot is tough work. But when things come together, like this seed wound up coming together in the very, very end, you can feel good about it, what you've put your teammate through. I think you had a really difficult situation, given the fact that this seed opened up by way of the Titans mid-century into the Dark World.
Yeah, we kept trying to go for that hammer and realizing we couldn't get into Mire. That was also mistakes where I felt really bad.
Yeah, we noticed that, and we made a couple of comments about it, but I make those comments with full sympathy, having going through what you guys go through in regards to these spoilers.
A number of times I just tried going into Meyer during normal races without a entry in, like boots or hook shot. Hey, this is nothing.
So let me ask you this, Ikir. Did you wish that the potion shop was running a charity this time around?
That was mostly just a safety thing in case I needed one. I ended up not needing one. Because I gold sword and red mail and silvers. We knew we were getting silvers. I don't think we needed one. But that was mostly for the climb in case I need to like fire on everything.
Oh, absolutely. I understand that, and being I hate bringing myself up, but I bring myself up as a case study more than anything else, because anything can happen on those GT climbs. Like the fifth floor 1.0 could happen, and you want to prevent that from happening, especially when your opponent still could make that return into this race. You don't want to give that opportunity.
Right. Yeah, and the best part of the routing was when PRD told me that the blue cane was an ice palace. I'm like, I'm getting that because that is going to help immensely against Mothula. Because I've had the blue cane Mothula before in like cross keys races. So that, I think, probably was a big turning point there.
Yeah, and it also helped with having the half entry at the time as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was side by side, having you both be in Skull Woods at the same time, but obviously what wound up happening with Oasi just kind of really put your team in front and made it harder for their team to come back. And especially given what we knew about this, or what we were going to find out about this seed, that Pyramid Fairy did have a piece to this puzzle that you needed to get. As Oasi finishes off that Ganon fight, get your GGs for the Silverless Tempered Sword fight for Oasi.
And Fire Rod dashes into the goal with an official time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 38 seconds. GG's to 2Pearl2Furious. A great showing here.
So, now that this mode is at least done for you, Ike, here, as far as being a runner, what of the three modes are you looking forward to the most as we go into the later part of this season?
Next week at Cross Keys. I love Cross Keys. Such a fun mode. And I look forward to racing that one. It's going to be a tough proposition, too. Could be a good one.
Gee, I wonder who you face in that mode.
Are you looking forward to it?
Gee, I wonder who you face in that mode.
I don't know if I'm running you specifically, but...
Yeah, that should be a fun week number 5 coming up here when you guys face off against the Bomb Squad, but you still got one more race to go here. But before we do that, let's welcome in Oasi here to the conversation.
Not Oasi, actually.
Yeah, Oasi is not coming.
It is the router of Team 2Pearl2Furious. We have Scary Olive here. GG is a good route. It was a good route.
It was a route. It was a route.
I mean, the scene was terrible. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, the scene was terrible, and it was. I was scrambling. I was trying to put the pieces together, and it was like, where are the bombs? Where are the bombs? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And then I realized we need the money. I'm like, okay, we need some money for Zora. Where's the money? Okay, 300 rupees is in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, try get money. Farm money. He was like saying, no, I don't want to farm money. This is stupid. There must be a 100 somewhere. It was like the panic back and forth, and then everything, it all went to,
I feel this conversation having gone through what I went through yesterday with regards to our seed. Where are the pod smalls? Where are the pod smalls? But they were never to be found in a decent location.
Yeah, and then for the good memes, there was the whole appendant situation again. This time I absolutely didn't even think to look at what's a crystal, what's a pendant, and I checked, and we need to go to Tower of Era for these items, and then I never clicked to check, and then when he died to the Moldorm that he didn't need to kill, he went back all the way. That was not our greatest, but you know, it happens.
Oh, that made us panic over here. We were like,
Yeah,
"Wait, is there something on Moldorm? There's something on Pettit?"
Yeah, and I forgot to make him pick up the key of. So we had to go back. Also, I mean, in my head, I'm a francophone. Okay, I'm not gonna say this as an excuse, but the spoiler log for me, like it's an extra because I have to translate it, and I guess I thought Mini Moldorm Cave was Paradox Cave. So we were going to get our.
Oh, that explains why that path up to.
Yeah, we went. I was like, okay, this is so
Paradox.
great. You can get the Somaria before, and then we can go in and get our boots before we do pod. And then no, it doesn't work that way because Mini Moldorm Cave is not there. And then,
Yeah. We were wondering what the purpose of going there, because Wolflink and I did not take a look at the spoiler log while you guys were running, so we spent part of this run going, why are they going here? Why are they going there?
yeah.
And it turned out to be, oh, okay, yeah, I'm confused by this one. But
Yeah,
that
it's
explains
a translation error in my mind. I know it's not the translation itself, but I forgot what was what, I guess.
So I definitely need to ask this question for you now, knowing about you, Scary Olive. What is the French translation for trash seed?
Seed de marde.
I'll take your word for it. That's exactly what this seed was.
Yes. Yeah. All the Meyer stuff. At least we realized we didn't need to finish the Meyer, but for a while I was planning on. I didn't check the what was a crystal and stuff, like I said. So I was trying to route it so that we could finish it before the second time we went in there. But yeah, no, everything was the Turtle Rock and Meyer was like, and then the money but. It's a mode. It exists. It's in the league. And we have to do it again tomorrow. And I'll be once again doing the pilot. I don't know why. It's been 2 years we're doing this mode, and my team knows exactly how bad I am at the parsing information. And they keep saying, no, you would be worse as a runner than being the worst pilot. So it offsets itself, I guess. So. It's gonna be great.
All right, and so who is? Don't forget to track us setting out tomorrow.
Flipio's going to be running tomorrow.
The PRD still
Yes,
tracking
trainings,
or
yeah.
piloting.
Well, good luck to you both. I will ask the same question to Scary Olive that I just asked. Don't forget to track us. Which of the 3 remaining modes of this league, the Cross Keys next week, Open Mode Week 6, or the Co-op Randomizer Week 7, are you looking forward to the most?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, I was spaced out. But I'm looking for Cross Keys, of course. Cross Keys, yes. Because it's the best mode. It's the greatest week. It's going to be great.
And your team will be facing off against Tile Roomies in that. But don't forget, one more match between these two teams tomorrow with a chance to even out this week. Good luck to you all.
Thank you.
All right, well, I think that's going to do it for us. Let's go ahead and say a big thank you to Mindful Beast, who is clicking those buttons for us here on this very, very bizarre, very, very evil, very, very twisted seed.
Yeah, and I do also want to point out that live routing these seeds is actually quite difficult. Normally, when we do spoiler races, we usually give the runners time to study the log before they begin racing. So doing a live route just adds another layer of difficulty to this. So,
especially considering the fact that they don't get the login to the word go. So therefore, there's a whole bunch of things you got to try to figure out right on the fly. But I think that's kind of why this mode exists.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun mode, but it's also not the easiest.
Yeah. A lot of hard work goes into this mode. All right, let's get on out of here. That's going to do it for us. We got more races coming up, including another invitational race coming up tomorrow, featuring, I believe, the Niche, whatever that German name is, facing off against the Spoilers at 12 noon tomorrow.
Yes, and that will be right here on SpeedGaming 3. And then later on in the evening on that same day, we will have at 5 o'clock the Titans Mitts up against Crosswords Key Sanity, Dante versus Paradox. No restream on that just yet, though.
Yeah, I might want to get to that. Anyways, thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you next time for more Link to the Past Randomizer League. If you want to get more information about the league, you can go to ALTTPRleague.com. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, and also make sure, of course, just to follow our runners, follow my co-commentator Rick here, and also follow our tracker, Michael Beast. And you can drop me a follow as well. Well, for all of us here at the Link to the Past Randomizer League, I have been Wolfling0370, and we shall see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.